Dildos and breast milk flavored ice cream. I had no fucking idea what I was getting myself into.
I told you this. We get stupider every episode. This is episode 33, and where we keep topping ourselves. 33, which is the number of Larry Bird and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We're insulting their memory. And they're not even dead, either of them. Neither one, but we're insulting their memory.
It's America's stupidest podcast. Think NPR for dummies. This is the McGonigal Podcast. Over to you, dummy.
Well, good evening. Welcome to another episode of America's Stupidest Podcast, the McGonigal Podcast. I'm sorry to say we're back. I know you keep hoping we get canceled, but for some reason we keep hanging in there. I don't know. We're the only show that doesn't get canceled, apparently. Colbert gets canceled, Howard Stern, the stupid podcast hangs around. I don't know why. Trust me. I apologize, though, for anybody who has to sit through this. I really do. But we got a great show for you tonight. We got a great panel. On my left, a great comedian, Bob Marsdale, great comedian and DJ. Bob Marsdale is here. Bob, thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for coming back. And on my right, the man who keeps bailing me out, keeps showing up and doing a great job. Dave Primiano is here again. Come on, get in.
Always glad to be your plan B.
No. Trust me. Trust me. These other people who don't show up, they're like John Cancel. But we're gonna do a little bit of stupidity tonight, like we always do. Hopefully, we're trying to get stupider as the episodes go on, and I think we're getting pretty close to that. We're getting pretty close to hitting that goal. So, how you guys been? Anything new going on before we get into the stupidity, or just anything new?
Never
anything new.
I have very little going on in my life. Yes.
I wasn't
here.
Nobody has less than me, believe me. Nobody has less than me.
I left the last time I was here, stared at a wall until this very trip.
That sounds like me.
Yep.
Dave's the only guy ready. He's excited for the Sixers.
This is a 2001 Sixers shirt.
Even Nick Nurse isn't wearing a Sixers shirt these days. That's how bad. He's not even excited. But David, we're glad Dave is. But all right. Well, speaking of basketball, I guess we'll start off with there's been an outbreak of dildos hitting the court in the WNBA games. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Dildos being thrown.
There's been a fourth. There's up to 4 now, right?
At this point, ESPN is running a ticker on the bottom of the screen telling you how many dildos are landing. It's like Cal Ripken's streak. They want to see how many consecutive games they can have a dildo hit the court. It's unbelievable. This is pretty good and ingenious marketing, though, if you think about it. It's actually a pretty good idea to have dildos thrown on the court. I like it. They're going to have like the mascot start. Instead of T-shirt cannon, they're going to have the dildo cannon soon, I think. I think it's pretty good.
Maybe we should have the fanatic, like just with the hot dog thing.
Exactly, just shooting dildo. But you got to admit it, they finally got people to pay attention to the WNBA. Nothing was working before.
You think it's an inside marketing job?
I can see that. I can see what the hell do we do to get people to watch this? Start throwing dildos. This doesn't work. They're going to throw it. They're going to throw ball gags, and handcuffs are going to be next. I don't know. That's pretty good, though. Think about it. That's the only league this would happen. That would never happen in any other dildos would get thrown.
They're gonna start making the post defenders wear them as strap-ons. That's how you get the viership up.
Yeah, if you get 5,
bang down low.
That is so wrong.
You get 5 fouls. You have the strap on. Right? Yeah, there you go. I don't know though. But I mean, to me, that's more. I tried to watch WNBA games. The dildos were way more exciting than the actual game.
Yeah. I'm actually going to tune in. I've never seen one.
Exactly. Everybody is. The ratings are going through the roof now that the dildos are flying. They finally found a way to do it.
They said they're like checking, but there's a pretty easy place to hide a dildo where you can get through a pat down.
Yeah. How are they getting this through? How are they getting this through the metal detector? Yeah. I wonder how they're getting them in. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And no security guard wants to find it. Believe me, they ain't looking that hard to find it. I can promise you that no security guard is looking that hard to find. If I go to a WNBA game, which God forbid I never will, but if I do, I hope to see a dildo flying. That'll make my night. That would be the only way I would enjoy it.
We're getting a team in 2030.
Exactly.
I think Philly's going to be the king of the dildo toss.
Can you imagine by 5 years from now what they're going to be throwing? If it's dildos now, God only knows what it's going to be in a few years. It might be KY jelly going down to the court, or who knows what's coming.
Yeah, I've had enough Santa Claus snowball stories. I think this is
we need to transition. We're going to forget all about Santa Claus and the D batteries at JD Drew. We're going to forget all about it. This dildos is taking over.
Dildo getting right.
Yeah. I feel sorry for Caitlin Clark. Everybody forgot about her. She was the big thing. Now the dildos, and it's Caitlin who? Nobody even knows who she is anymore. Angel Reese, they forgot about her. It's all dildos all the time
Yeah.
now. all dildos all the time. That's all it is. Shame Cosell was. Imagine having Cosell calling a dildo being thrown. That would be awesome. And Marv Albert. Just shame some of those legendary announcers.
From the stands, here they come now.
That would be great. That little monkey can use a dildo. That would be awesome.
Down goes dildos. Down goes.
Oh, Keith Jackson, rumbling, tumbling, bumbling dildo. Oh, what a shame. Hey, it's a shame there's legendary announcers on the record. This is pretty great. I never thought this would.
I think Marv Albert would be banned from WNBA games anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
He's got a bit of a biting problem. Yeah.
Marv, from what he would be trying to catch the dildos and take them home with him from everything you hear about him.
They'd have him in a Hannibal Lecter mask calling those games.
Poor Marv Albert. Poor Marv. Yo, Marv's the only guy who that toupee is the second most embarrassing thing about his life. He's the only guy who would have that happen to. Oh, poor Marv. Poor Marv. Holy cow. Well, another thing this week, the big controversy with Sydney Sweeney and the jeans. What is it, American Eagle? Is that the name of the brand? And
I think so.
It's a white supremacist or Nazi. I thought it was just a hot girl in jeans.
Yeah.
That was white supremacy.
I thought the good jeans were her huge fucking tits.
Exactly. I didn't know it was all these years. I've been watching these girls like back in the 80s, Phoebe Cates and all these girls and Cindy Crawford. Turns out I'm a Nazi. I had no idea. I had no idea I was a Nazi for liking these girls. I don't feel guilty either. That's the thing. I don't feel one bit guilty about it. But do you feel like a Nazi looking at Sydney Sweeney, Dave?
I mean, if that makes me a Nazi, being a Nazi never felt so good, right?
Exactly. I wish I would have been a white supremacist way before this.
I know.
This is kind of fun. I had no idea. Bob, did you ever seen the Sydney Sweeney?
I'm watching enough television, apparently. I need to label.
I don't understand it.
I'm watching a lot of Me TV or reruns. This is where I'm at.
And if she's a Nazi, she's the first person named Sydney ever in the Nazi party. That's for sure. There aren't a whole lot of Sydneys in the Nazi party. That's for sure. Most Sydneys are doing the counting. I don't know, but it's a shame. You can't even enjoy a piece of ass like Sydney Sweeney without being accused of being a Proud Boy. And like I said, I've always said, me and John Council, we were the founders of the Nothing to Be Proud of Boys. We founded that group a long time ago. So I don't. But they're saying it's Sydney Sweeney, and it's I don't know. It's a shame. You can't even jerk off to a hot actress without being accused of being a Nazi. I don't know what this country's coming to. I really don't. I have no idea.
It's kind of hard to do when your arm's out.
Yeah,
I did that on camera. I did that on. I keep it out. There's the snapshot.
That's what I always said.
Primiano, he's a Nazi.
I said, I must be a Nazi because every time I see her, part of my anatomy does go up. So I must be a Nazi. There's no question about it. I must be. And Brooke Shields, but back then when you liked Brooke Shields, you were only a pedophile. You weren't a Nazi. Right. And now you're a Nazi. I mean, you can't win. You can't win with these jeans commercials. they need to ban jeans. No more jeans because you're going to get in too much trouble. You're either going to be on Epstein Island or you're going to be with Hitler. One of the two. It's bad. It's bad. You can't even enjoy jeans. You can't even enjoy women.
You made the one scenario where Nazis probably the better option.
Yeah, exactly. Too, right? Nazis are a better option than Epstein. There's more people investigating Sydney Sweeney than investigating the Epstein list right now. That's the thing. There's more people worried about that.
It's like a red herring, or so, like they're like, oh shit, they keep pushing this Epstein list. How are we? Here, hot, exactly. Blonde hair, blue-eyed girl with big tits. Get her.
And the only thing in common is that Bill Clinton gets off on both of them. That's the only thing that two things have in common. Clinton likes both of them. You know what the hell? What the hell?
I like them all.
Oh, Bill.
I love them all.
Oh, Bill.
They're the best. Yeah, I mean.
Wouldn't you love to know what Bill's up to right now? Sitting there. He probably
he's melting, actually. The last picture I saw him, he's like melting.
But he's hanging in there. He's had all the health problems and heart, but he's still hanging in there. You know, I mean, he probably hasn't been in the same room with Hillary in about 20 years, probably. Yeah. I mean, God knows they're like strangers at this point. Yeah. I see my relatives more than Bill Clinton sees Hillary at this point, and I don't see my relatives. That's the point. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame when old Bill dies. It's going to be some funeral with all the different widows. It's good. And if Hillary dies, Bill guaranteed brings a date to the funeral. I can almost guarantee it. Here comes the cops to take us away for bad comedy. One of these weeks are going to get me. I know they are. They're going to get me for bad comedy. So another thing I saw this week, I don't know if you guys saw this. They arrested a couple of people for the big mass shooting we had in Philadelphia on July 4th. And they said the cause of the mass shooting was contagious shooting. Contagious. One person fired and everybody else started shooting. It was contagious shooting.
That's why you got to
I've
bring
never
the
heard
mask
that,
back. It's
And I was thinking that should be the slogan in Philadelphia: contagious shooting, not brotherly love, just contagious shooting. Put it on the billboards, put it on the Liberty Bell. Contagious shooting. Nothing sums up Philadelphia better than that. Contagious shooting.
I thought the reaction was to run, not say Gesundheit.
No, apparently it's the shit. Did you see the video of it from there's a Ring doorbell camera, and it's unbelievable. These guys are just firing. People are laying on the ground, and they don't even know where they're firing. And they said there were like 100 and some shots fired. It's unbelievable. People were just firing random sideways. You know what it is? They see these movies, and they think or video games, and they think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So you got these guys who buy guns, and they've never taken a lesson. They've never gone to a shooting range. They just buy a hot gun, and they don't think they know how to fire it. And that's Philadelphia, though. Contagious shooting. There should be T-shirts. Contagious shooting. Yeah. There would be a
was this
hot
a Mayfair?
T-shirt.
I mean,
No, it was. It could have been a Mayfair. Believe me, it will be any minute now. It was.
I'd like to see the doctor they dug up to come up with that.
Contagious. Absolutely.
What infomercial 3 a.m. doctor they came up with to diagnose contagious shooting.
Contagious. That would be great to see his press conference, that doctor's press conference. And then I hope they don't ask Sherelle Parker to spell contagious, because that'll be murder. You're trying to get holy mackerel. They better keep her out of that press conference. But contagious shooting. I don't know, Philadelphia. Contagious shooting and terminal littering apparently are the two things in Philadelphia. But I guess I've never seen a city with more trash on the ground. I couldn't get that much trash on the ground if I tried. I go out of my house and the more I clean it up, the next day there's twice as much trash. I don't know how people can get that much trash on the sidewalk.
Hydra.
They must be out there in the middle of the night just throwing trash. I don't know how you could possibly get this much trash on the sidewalk. I'm telling you, I don't buy that much stuff there. There's trash everywhere in Philadelphia. It's poor. You go down, there's a mattress. There's mattresses laying on sidewalks, and people just walk around them. Nobody paying attention. That's what you do in Philadelphia now. When you have an old mattress, apparently you just throw it on the sidewalk somewhere. That's the new thing. You don't try to get rid of it. Stupid me, when I bought my new mattress, I actually paid the guys to take my old one away.
Oh.
I could have just thrown it out on the sidewalk. I didn't realize. That's so stupid I am.
No, my last one went on a curb.
Did it really?
I waited till trash day.
Well, there you go.
But
see, in Philadelphia, every day is trash day. That's the thing about Philadelphia. Every day is trash day. Every day is a holiday, apparently, because most people don't seem to work. So it's every day is a holiday and every day is trash day in Philadelphia. It's both. Aren't you glad you don't live in Philadelphia, Bob?
Absolutely. I still have the original mattress for my wedding from my first wife. It's kind of like a sentimental thing.
Did you ever live in Philadelphia, Bob?
Never. Always in Jersey.
Lucky you.
I'm hearing these stories, and thank Christ.
Lucky you. And the Jersey, Philadelphia is the only place where people from Jersey are glad they're not from. Normally people look down on Jersey, but when you look at Philly, you say, "Thank God I'm from Jersey. Thank God I live in Jersey. Thank God I live over here near some of the landfills and things that are in Jersey. Thank God, because Philadelphia is." Well, I don't want to get too personal about it, but it's brutal. And contagious shooting. Imagine if Frank Rizzo was still mayor and they told him contagious shooting. I'd love to see his reaction. That's good. We started with white supremacy, and I got it around to Frank Rizzo.
Right back to Frank Rizzo.
There you go.
Same thing.
There's a theme going on at tonight's show. Well, there usually is. The theme of stupidity, usually. So I saw where there's a company that's putting out breast milk flavored ice cream. Did you see it? Breast milk flavored ice cream, which
I mean, it's been 40 some years since I've had isn't it taste like milk? Isn't it flavored like milk?
I don't know. They said it's not real breast milk, but there's something
that was the correct answer, by the way. I don't know what it tastes like. Very good answer.
Oh, I definitely don't know what it tastes like.
It was a shot.
I'd be a little creeped out if I
I don't know what they do in those back rooms that he attends sometimes.
Well,
but
I can't say. If I tell you, I had to kill you. But they say there's an additive. It's not breast milk, but there's an additive they put in the ice cream that makes it taste like breast milk. I don't know how they know this. I forget what the name of the additive is that they put it, but I mean, before long they'll be throwing breast milk flavored ice cream at the WNBA games. That'll be the next thing. But what kind of people would actually go and pay for breast? You imagine? I mean, how hungry do you have to be? How bored do you have to be with vanilla and chocolate? Do you say I need something different? Give me the breast milk. Give me the breast milk. I mean, Well, get Rocky Road if you're that bored. I mean, get strawberry. You're that bored with regular ice cream that you had to get breast.
Hey, some people have their fetishes. What do you?
I mean, I don't know. Of course, but it's probably the same people who go to Star Wars conventions. That's as close as they're going to get to a breast. They get the breast milk ice cream. So I figure, what the hell? Now that they put it that way, I might have to stop and get some on the way home. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. But breast milk flavored ice cream. I mean, I don't. We'll be using that as a prop at his next show. We'll be whipping that out as a prop. We'll be sending Kenzo out to the pantry pride to get him something tonight.
Dildos and breast milk flavored ice cream. I had no fucking idea what I was getting myself into.
I told you this. We get stupider every episode. This is episode 33, and where we keep topping ourselves. 33, which is the number of Larry Bird and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We're insulting their memory. And they're not even dead, either of them. Neither one, but we're insulting their memory. Well, you know what? I should have bought some. We could have tried it on the show. And that's so stupid. I may have to do that before the next episode. I may have to actually get some breast flavored. You don't have a freezer here, do you, Jim? Or you do? But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can get some breast flavored.
I think I'm calling in sick that day.
I thought regular milk was already like the milk you buy at the Wawa is already breast milk flavored. I thought milk was just flavored like milk.
I forget the name of it. I was reading the article last night too, and I just forget the damn name of this. This additive that they put in there that they say makes it taste like breast milk, which sounds insane. Because how would you know that? How would you know that it makes it sound like
it's a very specialized flavoring company.
Most people that their palates aren't very refined when they're drinking breast milk.
And it was some company called Fritter, I think was the name of the company, Fritter, but that makes this breast milk breast.
Anybody but Ben and Jerry's. I'm not drinking breast milk with two dudes' names on it.
Ben and Jerry are too busy with trying to free the Palestinians. They're from the river to the sea. They don't have time for Fritter.
I don't want an odd. It is an odd fellow.
That's the name of the companies, but there's an additive they put in there. I was reading the article last night, and I should have wrote it down. I should have wrote the name of the additive down.
How did that meeting in corporate go? We're having a meeting.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Who comes up with an idea like that?
Somebody brings that up. I have an idea. That's good. That's good. And it actually made it out to the market.
But they realize how stupid the public is, and they can sell them almost anything. Seriously, that's what it is. They don't want look. These people are stupid. They'll look at the stuff they buy. They'll buy this too. I swear they do. Because some of the shit that comes out on the market is absurd. And for this to come out is ridiculous. But I forget what. But I can't imagine. I can't imagine being that bored. I mean, I love ice cream, but I mean, I just give me regular vanilla.
Is it come in a container, or is there a different method of delivery?
Just like a different type of cone with an apple. Yeah, I like that.
You have to go into a back room at a 10th and race and pay $150 to get it. And you had to put on a diaper. That's something they make you do. You had to put a diaper on to wear.
Do you order by pint or cup size?
Cup size. Really? There it is.
I'll have the double D. I'm feeling hungry.
That's why we keep inviting Dave. Cup size. But
you don't put that shit in your body. Yeah. Come on.
RFK is going to be. I love that RFK wants to get rid of food additives. Then you read about his history. He used to be addicted to heroin. So the guy who was doing heroin wants to get rid of food coloring. Okay, I guess.
RFK's a breast milk guy too. I have a feeling.
I almost guarantee it. I almost guarantee he was a breast milk guy. You guys hear about the watermelon challenge? Did you hear about the watermelon challenge?
So I don't say anything racist. Just you lead. No.
That's all we need. Back to the white supremacists. Back to the problem. Apparently, there's this thing where you film yourself, of course, because people are filming themselves. I am filming myself.
Why do anything?
Right. You stand on top of a car and you wait for somebody to pass, and you clobber them with a watermelon. You clobber people with a watermelon. This is a watermelon challenge that some lunatics are doing. I think this was invented by an injury lawyer who's looking to get clients. It must be, because can you imagine you're walking down the street minding your own business and you get hit with a watermelon? Like the knockout game. Remember the knockout game for a few years ago? Was it enough? And then with the watermelon challenge, because somebody's going to hit you with a watermelon. The
knockout game had a happy ending because a few of those people got shot.
Well, there you go. The victims are the other people, the people doing the knockout game. The perpetrators.
The people playing the knockout game were getting shot.
Didn't we know a local Philly guy who got hit with a knockout game?
Was it?
Who the hell was it? I thought it was a guy, a comedian we knew who was hanging around the comedy scene for a while. I thought. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm mixing it up. I thought.
Karen Coleman.
No, he got beat up one night, but that was
Okay.
something different. That wasn't the knockout game. But I forget who it was. Anyway, I guess I won't. But the watermelon, you imagine getting clobbered with a
Yeah,
watermelon?
that's like 5 pounds. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, and in Philadelphia, Larry Krasner let you off the next day because thank God you didn't shoot anybody. You only hit him with a watermelon. He'd probably give you a badge. You'll probably get a blue ribbon in Philly.
Right angle. That'll kill you though.
Yeah.
Of course, anything heavy.
Yeah.
That'd be my luck. I get hit with a watermelon. Here lies Ed McGonigal, his stupid comedy career, and then he get hit with a watermelon. that would be the fitting way for me to go out.
That's worse than slipping on a banana peel.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they got an alibi for Gallagher. I don't know if Gallagher has an alibi for the watermelon challenge.
I think death.
He is dead, right?
Yeah.
But the other one's alive, though. Gallagher, too, is still alive, I think, right? Because there were the two brothers, Ron and Leo. You know about the Gallagher brothers.
I
right?
didn't know they had first names.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know nobody did. Nobody
He
did.
knows
But,
them intimately.
and they were the good Gallagher brothers as opposed to the Oasis Gallagher brothers.
I'm a 90s kid. Those are my Gallaghers.
The good
That's my Gallagher brothers.
You know Gallagher, the comedian. in the 80s?
Yeah.
Well,
Did you ever work with those guys?
No. Ron was the original.
Yeah.
And then at some point, he got tired and he gave his brother half the country.
Oh, okay.
I'll take half the country and you take the other half. You be Gallagher too. And then so they did it for that. Then Ron, the original guy, he decided he wanted the whole act back. But the brothers didn't want to give him back. So they ended up in court. They ended up in a court battle over the Gallagher Act. The two Gallagher brothers ended up fighting in court over the Gallagher Act.
Was there a splash zone for the gavel?
I think the judge, his hand up before he hit. But I remember Andy Kindler. I don't know if you know him, the comedian Andy Kindler. He said, if I was in the Gallagher family, I'd be suing to get away from the act.
Yeah.
But he had a great bit, Andy Kindler, where he said, if I was a Gallagher brother, instead of smashing watermelons, I'd cut them up in delicious bite-sized morsels and serve them on trays. But yeah, there actually was two Gallagher, which is insane.
Mhm.
That'd be like if there were two Wids fighting over the act, which would be hilarious. But they were actually suing each other over the act.
2 wins.
What do we got here, Jim? Is this the watermelon challenge?
Oh, the top one's
No,
just.
they don't. That's just the.
That's
no.
yeah. Okay, so she looks like she's
Oh,
volunteering.
yeah.
Yeah, but I heard that you actually hitting innocent passerbys, or maybe.
I mean,
That's gonna,
no, I'm okay with natural selection taking.
Well, yeah, this you don't mind because-
Jesus Christ!
That's freaking sick. She's out. And he didn't just drop it. He threw it on top of her.
Well, remember David Letterman back in the 80s? He would go up on a roof and he would throw watermelons and it would smash all over the place.
Yeah.
But I had heard that it wasn't that there were people doing it like hitting unsuspecting passerbys. Maybe I heard it wrong, but I that's what I had.
Yeah.
I think if I was walking and I saw someone standing on the top of a car with a watermelon,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be very unsuspecting.
But in Philadelphia, you might actually ignore it because you see stranger things. Trust me, the things you see in Philadelphia, that guy with a watermelon on top of a car I wouldn't bat an eye.
On this
Trust
side,
me.
on this side of the street, a guy standing on his car jerking off. So which one do I want to get hit by?
Trust me, in Philly, it wouldn't be that out of the ordinary to see somebody with a watermelon.
Was it Philly where the guy just ran into a 7-Eleven, came on a woman's leg, and then ran out? Okay.
Well, listen, in a 7-Eleven, that's a good day. You know, that's how bad 7-Eleven has gotten. That ain't bad.
Quality's really slipping there.
If you only get cum on in a 7-Eleven, you're doing pretty good. Actually, it's not actually that bad. Could be a lot worse.
Come again. Anyway.
Oh, come again. Boom. There's another good line. Come again. That's why we didn't need cancel. Dave provides all the good lines. The watermelon challenge. I guarantee that'd be a hell of a way to die, wouldn't it? The watermelon challenge. And you would think that was two black people we just watched. If anybody wouldn't be doing a watermelon challenge, it would be the African American community. But you would think
way to neaten it up there.
that'd be like Irish people throwing potatoes at each other. You know, just standing there fire doing a potato challenge or something. You know, you would think it.
That's why they were scarce at one point. They kept using them as projectiles instead of food.
Italians doing the cannoli challenge. I mean, I don't know. You think you're playing into something. And I'm mad at Sidney Sweeney. This is going on, and Sidney Sweeney's the bad guy. Okay. And I guess you want to make her the bad guy, you can. That's what you want to do. Okay. Hey, a couple of weeks ago, a month or so ago, we had the Delco pooper.
Yep.
Now, did you see the new thing?
No.
The Delco pisser. There's a guy, he's going around to high schools.
Oh, yeah.
in Delaware County and pissing on like the football fields and then running away. And they were saying he might get locked up because there could potentially be young underage kids there, and you're whipping your thing out, so he could potentially be in line for a sex crime charge. Not just that's what somebody was saying, but he's the Delco Pisser now. That's where the pooper wasn't enough. Although I think it's hard to top. Did you see the video of the Delco pooper, the woman who pooped on the other woman's car?
I didn't see that.
You don't go from 2 to 1, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's go, but there was a woman. She was at a stoplight, and a woman behind her was beeping her. She wasn't going fast enough, so she got out of her car. She pulled her pants down and she shit on the front of this woman's car. It was unbelievable. I mean, this woman should be in the Olympics to have this kind of aim and body control. It was unbelievable all over
on
the
demand. And I would say that Trump's giving somebody a finger. I think that's
it was unbelievable on command, and it was all over the world. You saw the video. It was,
of course.
And you guys know Mike Rainey, right? You know Mike Rainey.
Yeah.
It was right. It was like 200 yards from his front door where he lived in Delaware County, where the intersection was.
He has all the luck.
Yeah, Mike Rainey gets older. He moved now. He's down in Texas now. But when he was looking, I went to his house not after that. And he said, "Yeah, that intersection. That's where it happened." I was like, "Oh my God!"
It's like like the Kennedy assassination.
Exactly. There's going to be tours through there.
It was right here.
It was funny.
Well, she was able to hit a moving car. That would be even more impressive.
When she did it, Secret Service agent Clint Hill came running in and tackled her. I don't know if they left that out of it, but now there's a Delco Pisser. What do you mean, Delco? What are they going to do next? I mean, you got the pisser. They got the going to have the Delco vomiter.
Where they had that at there was a good guy at the Phillies who bulimied himself all over a little girl in front of him.
Years ago.
He was probably from Delco.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
probably for the best.
He put his fingers down and puked on a girl.
Yeah, a little girl.
Yeah.
Well, Charles Barkley spit on a girl. I remember he's trying to spit on a guy in the stands. Do you remember that? He actually spit on a little girl.
We've got all our bodily fluids covered.
So we don't fall around.
Mount Rushmore of bodily fluid.
Absolutely. Throw it up. And you just mentioned the 7-Eleven guy. He's in there.
That's true. I think Philly's covered all its bases.
Philly is the best. Philly is the best.
Like that's Philly. That's Philly bingo right there.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Philly bingo.
We didn't have to use the free.
Pukemon. There you go. Oh,
Philly bodily functions for 500, Alex.
But the Delco, I want to ask
the whole category.
I want to ask everybody in Delco to please keep doing this kind of stuff because I need material on this podcast. So please keep doing this crazy stuff down there. He was from New Jersey. Well, listen, like I said, New Jersey isn't perfect either. Sometimes they're better than Delco and Philly.
If you want to claim them, have at them.
That's the funny thing. Compared to Delco and Philly, Jersey looks like Paris. Jersey looks like Monaco, for Christ's sake, compared to these things. But actually, I have a story from Jersey. It took place in Paterson, New Jersey. There was a guy who went into a deli, and he was mad because this deli had screwed up his sandwich 4 years previously. 4 years. And he ended up screaming about the sandwich, and he ended up stabbing the 2 deli owners. And 4 years. I thought I held a grudge. This guy was banned for 4 years about his bad sandwich. And he ended up
Wait, so he got a bad... I thought he was just continuously going back in a 4-year period and getting the wrong order every time.
He went back 4 years later and started screaming at the 2 owners of the place about the bad sandwich they made 4 years previous. And then they were yelling, somehow he had a knife and slashed the 2. But 4 years, that's a hell of a way to hold a grudge. Yeah. I don't know.
Patient man.
That's like a comedy club booker.
The power of a good Reuben. What can I say?
Home of Uncle Floyd, Patterson, New Jersey.
Is it right?
Yeah.
You know who else is from Patterson, New Jersey? I believe Lou Costello from Abbott and Costello.
I believe you're right.
Because there's a statue. Because there was an episode of The Sopranos where Tony was meeting one of his guys, and they met by the Lou Costello statue. They were standing in front of Lou Costello on The Sopranos.
Who got stabbed? That's what I'm telling you.
For a base.
Oh, that's great, Dave.
I'm asking you. But and then he said, Niagara Falls, slowly I turn. No. But imagine being that mad. You go back 4 years later. I've been pissed about things, but 4 years later, you're going to go back and start an argument. I get that's like a comedy club booker who brings something up he did for you. That's why he's not booking you. Yeah. But I don't know.
I told you, no onion.
But who would hold a gun 4 years later? Who would even remember the bad sandwich?
Yeah.
I mean,
my ex-wife would have done that. I just want to say that.
It was probably somebody's ex-wife. You're right, Bob. It almost definitely was somebody's
Is
ex-wife.
she listening? Oh God.
Yeah. No women watch this stupid podcast.
Yeah,
I can't imagine any woman who's watching this stupid podcast. And if they are, God help you, because they aren't watching it for me. They must be hoping some handsome guy like Ryan Foster comes back. That's the only thing they can be watching this. The only thing they can be watching this for is hoping. But I mean, it's amazing. You got the Delco Pisser, the stab guy. Thank God for all these weirdos. I wouldn't have a show. I wouldn't have. But I really am mad at myself that I didn't buy some breast. Imagine that would have been awesome if we could have tried the breast. It's stupid. There you go. This is why this is the stupidest podcast, because I can't even think.
You
of
would have
bits.
been trying the breast milk. Dave and I were not going to try that.
there's ice cream on the table. I'm trying.
Come on. We had to try it. What the hell?
I can see it as a topping.
$12.99 a pint. Well, then I think it's good. As cheap as I am.
thought
It's
you were
better.
full of shit.
It's better.
I mean, is there a way to like
never
20?
mind.
Yeah, as long as there's a way to 23 and me it, so I find out it's not from a tit that I'm related to.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how funny that would be? Holy cow! Not only do you have bad taste, but his incest bad taste. Holy mackerel! That would be awesome.
Breast milk ice cream.
Yeah, breast milk flavor. I can't get over
Had
it.
the podcast go about, well, I found out about the breast milk ice cream.
There you go.
I have to ask in Medford. We have Pee Wee ice cream. It's all homemade. I got to ask him to put that on the. On the menu.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This was worth the ride over, wasn't it? This is worth the ride across the bridge to talk about the Delco Pisser and
Cheap imitation. That good.
yeah. I mean, he didn't even improve on it. He went.
Yeah.
He said he went backwards and shit.
She does a 2. You got to do a 3, not a 1.
Yeah.
You can't beat her. She's like the Lou Gehrig of bodily functions. That girl, but shitting on command and the aim. I mean, I admire her. She should be in the Olympics. I said this. The CIA should put her to work. You imagine her going down and shitting on that Kim Jong Un's table or
More
something?
impressive than that Australian breakdancer, right?
What did they call her? The rocket, or what the hell was her nickname? The Australian breakdancer. Remember, she had some crazy nickname. She was the word. I think I could breakdance better than she could. What the hell was her name? The rocket, the rubber band, something with an arm.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But another thing I saw this week, the rapper Soulja Boy got arrested. What a ray gun. I knew it was an R, ray gun. But the rapper Soulja Boy was arrested for weapons charges. And I was thinking, his name is Soulja Boy. Of course he's going to have. How is Soulja Boy not going to have weapons? I mean, what's wrong with these people? You're going to try to. He's Soulja Boy. He can't be going around without weapons. I mean, if you're a rapper and your name is Soulja Boy, you have to have a 9, a gat. You have to. But the cops should have just, well, okay, he's Soulja Boy, let him go. I mean, would you imagine Soulja Boy without weapons?
I imagine that's got to put his sales to the roof. That's authenticity.
He's going with it. That's better publicity than the dildos. The Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy.
I think that would kill his career if he got caught with a closet full of unregistered dildos.
Absolutely, but the weapons. I mean, he's Soulja Boy. Let the man have weapons. What are you going to do? Let him have. What kind of? Okay, first off, he's a rapper, and then his name is Soulja Boy. If he didn't have a trunk full of weapons, you might be suspicious. I mean,
right.
Talk about profiling. And this is just a podcast to talk about rap too. This is just the group of guys that talk about hip hop and rap right here. This is if you're looking for a rap podcast, then we got it going right here.
I know.
Liable for $4.25 million in a sexual assault.
Who, Soulja Boy? Well, he was.
Jeez.
Well, there you go. Well, he was using his other weapon.
I mean, was that all from Diddy party attendance? Or?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. To give the guy a break. I mean, his name is Soulja Boy, and when you're in the army like that, you had to blow off steam somehow. Come on, give the guy a break.
Is he the Superman that hoe guy? I don't.
That's the song I'm thinking about. Is he? Yeah. Is that him? All right.
One of his songs, you're saying?
Superman that hoe.
Oh, okay.
Because that's that's.
Yeah.
You guys know what Supermaning is, or what it's?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't. Explain.
I guess the sheet sticks to her back afterward,
oh,
like a cape.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! Holy cow!
So that guy's sexual.
See, this is why this is. I told you the podcast for rap. Dave's breaking down lyrics now.
One song. I know one song.
Right? Dave's breaking down. Who's that journalist? The African Toure who used to be. They can be like Toure. Superman's a hoe. There you go. We Soldier Boy, for God's sake. How great would that should be the next sequel? Superman versus Soldier Boy. That would be an awesome movie.
You probably don't want to play that at the middle school.
And the loser has to eat milk flavored ice cream. Superman versus Soldier Boy. That would be awesome. My God. I told this is the home of it. From now on, this is going to be a rap podcast. But next week. We're going to break down layers from all the feuds. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So Bob, before we started, you were talking about it's something that took place in Africa.
I found this really funny. A guy, Asher Watkins, he was a big game hunter. He was down in Africa, and he was killed by an African Cape buffalo. I guess it is. It was giant with big horns or whatever. And in the story, it said it was an unprovoked attack.
Unprovoked
attack.
And
by the buffalo. He saw a bunch of white guys in trucks with shotguns.
I heard the buffalo was doing the watermelon challenge. The buffalo was standing there, the watermelon. Personally, if I went to Africa, I would expect to be killed. I wouldn't expect to come back. I would say, well, I'm going to Africa. I'd make my will out first. I wouldn't like my life expectancy if I was going to Anybody goes to Africa, you get killed. You can't sue. Your family can't sue. Yeah. You went to Africa. I mean, hey.
I would get killed by a water buffalo watching all the things I'd expect to kill me, though.
Yeah.
I might just drop dead of shock to the fact that I'm in Africa. I might just feel over there. I might just be laying there dead. So, I mean, you can't. If you go to Africa and you don't come back, you can't really be surprised. I mean, to me, let's be serious. You've made the choice to go to Africa. If I had a relative who was going to Africa, I'd say, well, it's nice.
I just love the article. It was an unprovoked attack.
Unprovoked attack.
It's like this animal.
Well, listen, maybe the buffalo's going to move to Philly. He'll fit in with all the other unprovoked attacks in Philly.
Yeah.
But maybe it was contagious. It was contagious stampede. That's what it was. It was contagious stampede by Philly.
Can you get Harambe treatment now? If it was provoked, we would just say water buffalo got a water buffalo, but he's dangerous. Got to put down the African animal.
I forgot about Harambe. Holy mackerel. It's good that Harambe, he might throw a dildo on a court. Harambe, he's crazy. I was reading where in Germany, they're closing the oldest gay nightclub in Jersey. The oldest gay nightclub in Jersey, which to me is bad because Germany, they need that kind of stuff. Because they get angry easy over there in Germany. You need those nightclubs and those way of blowing off steam in Germany. Yeah. As our friend,
back to the Red Bull thing from earlier in the podcast you were speaking about.
Exactly.
Pulp Fiction thing.
As our friend Joey Callahan has that great joke about Germany, you want them drinking because they stop drinking, they start marching. So,
that's right.
So you want them to go to a nightclub. You want them to go to a nightclub. Why would you close? Let them have their gay nightclub. It's Germany. You want them to have all the hobbies they can have before they start forming tank formations again. Before they bring back the draft. The last thing you want is Germany to bring back the draft. So let them have nightclubs. Let them have the watermelon challenge. Because when Germany starts doing a challenge, it isn't watermelons. They use other things when they do their challenges.
That's right. Because once you lose your art scholarship, you're probably going to less gay nightclubs
exactly
too.
Right.
Those two go hand in hand with each other.
I've always said every painter in Germany should be encouraged, no matter how bad their painting is. Keep encouraging the paint. Don't let them quit painting. If you know a painter in Germany, don't let him quit. That can lead to nothing good. If a painter quits in Germany, for God's sake. I actually think Germany invented contagious shooting. That's where it started. It started in Germany.
Jew. Anyway, sorry.
Exactly. That's what there it is. Would you if you went to Germany, if I went to Germany, I'd probably feel the safest if I was in a gay nightclub than anywhere else in Germany. That's probably the safest place in Germany is probably a gay nightclub.
I don't know, because you hear that air raid horn. You don't know whether that means soap is going to come down or uniformed soldiers are going to burst in. And
you mentioned our friend earlier, Karen Coleman. She could probably give us a tour of the gay nightclubs over in Germany or anywhere else, maybe. I'm not really sure. But no, I hate to see that, a gay nightclub closing in Germany, because God knows what that could lead to. Again, and there was probably some guy who was going to paint it. Now he's another unemployed painter in Germany. You don't want unemployed painters in Germany. That is the last thing you want. Anybody in Germany who gives up painting, you know where they're headed. You know exactly where they're headed. It's like a guy, bankrupt the casinos in America. You know where he's headed. Don't let anybody bankrupt the casino in America. You know where he's headed. We know where he's headed to. Don't let that. So this week it happened again. The smoke from the Canadian wildfires are coming down. I'm thinking Canada must have the worst firefighters. They can't get every forest fire gets out of control. The smoke's down here. What kind of firefighters do they have up there? This is all year long. We get choked in America by the Canadian wildfire smoke.
Us on the East Coast have to import our fumes while California supplies the West Coast.
Exactly.
I think they're protesting the tariffs. I think they're setting shit on fire.
We should put a tariff on them for the fucking Canadian for the fires, for the smoke coming in, for Christ's sakes. This is amazing. We keep hearing about these Canadians. Can't they control anything in Canada? I mean, it's not that big of a country either. You think they'd be able to keep it under control, for Christ's sakes? The wildfires. We keep getting the smoke down here. Remember a couple of years ago they had to cancel a Phillies game because of the air quality of the Canadian smoke?
Yes.
They had to cancel. Yeah, we're canceling baseball games because they can't handle fires in Canada.
That's on baseball though. Football, would have played right through that shit.
They would have played.
That's why that's a man's sport.
They wouldn't have cared. Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft, they would send you out there. They wouldn't care. You could be on fire. They'd send you out there.
Hockey players would take intermission just to breathe in a little bit before going back.
Absolutely. But these Canadian, it's amazing. These Canadian wildfires every year I don't know. It almost becomes like a tourist thing. Hey, it's Canadian wildfire season. Everybody gather around. They put their mask on, and we need to go up there to those hockey games and start throwing dildos. That'll be their punishment. That'll be their punishment for sending.
Do they have at least fun? Do they have what? Do they at least have fun origin stories that are wildfire like California does? Like the gender reveal party that set the state on fire.
Or it's usually a homeless guy in California. They don't want to tell you that. It's usually some homeless guy out there setting the fire and then it gets out of control. They try not to tell you that because they don't want because they don't want to pick on the homeless people. But almost most of those fires that start in California are homeless people and they're out in the woods. They try to be nice and not tell you that. But it's not like they magically start. So some fire magically started. No, there's some homeless guy named was out there and lighting the fire and it got out of control.
Gender reveal parties.
But that was the best.
I'd actually rather have a watermelon dropped on my head.
Oh, absolutely. I'd rather eat breast milk flavored ice cream than go to a gender reveal party. I don't think anything can get me to go.
I just feel bad for that kid because he's in the most progressive state, but he's got to be locked into that gender now.
Oh,
you can't fucking transition when your gender reveal burn half the state down.
As I've always said, if you go to a gender reveal party and then 20 years later the kid transitions, can you get your gift back?
Yes.
Can you get a refund? Can you get a refund on your check? Because I've been asking that for years and I can't get an answer to me. Thank you for giving me a setup to one of my jokes.
Joke, the half gay wedding. That's my favorite.
Yeah, and it's coming up on like the 25th anniversary of that joke too, and I'm still doing it because I'm so talented. I'm so talented. I don't try.
Why change?
I'm like Henny Youngman. I get a good joke to work and it's staying in the act forever.
Yeah,
Me, Henny Youngman.
I try to
Jack
frame
Carter.
it differently. So
I'm like Jack Carter, and I throw nothing out.
Jack Carter.
I don't care if you know who Jack Carter is. It doesn't matter. I know who he is.
I'm that old.
Jack Carter. John Murray. I'm going to do my John Murray references. That's amazing. You know how embarrassed I am that I actually know who John Murray is. Very embarrassed. Very embarrassed that I know who John Murray is. So it came out this week that Dean Cain, the actor, he joined ICE.
Yep.
He joined he joined ICE, which I for first I thought he joined ISIS, and I said, wait a minute, Dean Cain joined ISIS, but no, it's always they just joined ICE. But he's in the immigration. Can you imagine? Imagine if you're an illegal immigrant, you sneak in here, and then you get arrested by Superman.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty cool story when they send you back to Mexico. Who got you? Well, Superman caught me. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
He's half Japanese too, and I heard his grandparents were thrown in internment camps back in the day or whatever.
But he doesn't. Cain is his stepfather's last name. His biological father took off or something. So that's why this is all revenge. That's why his last name is Cain, and it's almost like he doesn't acknowledge that he's Asian, but because his father took off on him, but his last name is Cain. But he joined that would be pretty cool though. If you're going to get arrested, and deported, at least it took Superman to catch me.
Right.
And
I tried to get him with my weed whacker, but
And, Terry Hatcher was going to join.
These immigrants are sneaking in kryptonite into the country.
They're eating the dog. They tried to eat crypto.
We got Superman. We got all the superheroes.
We got all the superheroes except Aquaman. We don't care for him. We don't care for Aquaman.
Support those fish people.
Aquaman came from Atlantis. He didn't have a visa. We don't like him. But yeah, Terry Hatcher was going to join ICE, but she's too busy at the Botox clinic to get down there. So she was. I haven't seen Terry Hatcher in a long time. She must have really hit the wall or something.
Wasn't she a desperate housewife?
She was.
I don't know when it was.
She was
in
the spectacular. The
Well,
Seinfeld
she was on Lois and Clark first, though. She played
Yeah.
Lois, and then she was on Desperate Housewives. Right, you're right. She right. But and then there was that movie with Alec Baldwin where she did the nude scene. What the hell was the name of that movie?
I feel like I should know this.
No, but she did a nude scene. She didn't, so thank you for that, Terry. Wherever you are,
Good thing Alec wasn't packing during that movie.
She three cameramen could have got shot when she was nude. God knows how many people ended up dead. But Alec. But yeah, Dean Cain joined. I wonder how many of the other ones are going to join. These other guys who played Superman, like who? Henry Cavill, and wasn't there another guy?
Yeah.
Brandon Ralph.
Brandon Ralph, yeah. I mean, yeah, those
That'd
are
be
the only
great.
two.
If they all joined and had their own squad, the Superman squad of ICE, and they were running around. That would be. How funny would that be? That would be hilarious. If all the Supermen got together and they were all deputized by ICE, wow, that'd be great. It's a shame Adam West isn't alive, because I guarantee he'd want to join something. Is that Terry Hatcher?
She's choosing to age naturally according to this picture.
Is that a recent Instagram? I don't know if I got to start following her on Instagram. What happened to me?
How old is she?
She got to
That's
be 59. That's my age. Christ, I'm
That's
old. She
not-
can't be.
That's spectacular.
Naturally, that's
She's aging naturally according to this.
according to words that she wrote down and
Yes.
nothing else.
She's my age. I would have thought she was a little younger than me. She's 59.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're right in
Holy,
your wheelhouse.
holy cow.
That's
Oh, yeah,
right.
she's right in my wheelhouse. Yeah. She'd hit me with a watermelon if I
Maybe
tried to
she's
say
on
hello.
Bumble.
Yeah, I had to try to follow her on Instagram. I don't know what happened. My Instagram, I used to get all the bikini girls, and now my feed is all of a sudden all these rock and roll stuff, which I didn't ask for. And I'm gonna sue Instagram. I want my thong girls back. I don't know what the hell happened. I keep getting these pictures of Keith Richards from the 70s.
You
Where
showed
the hell are the
clips, yeah.
bikini girls?
Did you show Ozzy clips? They're talking about Ozzy when he died or whatever.
Oh,
That's
we were talking about Ozzy late on the last episode. We
That
did
fu-
Turned 60, yeah.
She turned 60. I turned 60 this year too. Me and Sari. Well, we both. That's what I always said. My head's real and it's spectacular. I always say the same thing. So I was reading where there's been an big increase in hemorrhoids in America. And the doctors are saying it's because people spend so much time sitting on their ass on the phone that's what causes so many more people to get hemorrhoids now. But people spend so much time sitting on their ass, looking at their phones and looking at their iPads and whatever, and it's causing hemorrhoids to skyrocket in this country.
Really?
Which is, you guys ever had hemorrhoids?
No,
Yes.
not that I'm going to talk about here.
I had hemorrhoids. It worked out though, because the hemorrhoid specialist I went to was a cute little Korean woman named Dr. Kim. So it ended up having a happy ending. It ended up being a nice story. I went and she did a great job. She did a fantastic job. I said, take your time back there, do whatever you had to do.
No, I did it with a flip phone like a fucking real man should. So
A flip phone.
I
You did your hemorrhoids
I got my first hemorrhoid.
with a flip phone. Wow.
No, it wasn't. I don't know how it popped up. It wasn't from sitting on the toilet. Maybe it was, but I'm just saying that's when I got my first one during the flip phone era.
Yeah, I don't know what caused mine. I guess it must be just my natural luck of being 3 feet tall and having a bald head. And he said I had to have hemorrhoids. God didn't think that was funny enough. I had to have hemorrhoids too on top of it. But thank God. You see how long it took me to Google to find an Asian female hemorrhoid doctor? I was Googling for days
I'm
before I
getting my
found
money's
it.
worth. God damn it.
Listen, if I'm going to a hemorrhoid doctor, I'm going to get some enjoyment out of it. And I found her. I said, "Oh my God, it's only 1,000 miles away. I can drive that far. What the hell?" No, but she was great. Mr. McGonigal, I'm going to put my phone. Take your time. Take your time. She was,
You don't need a glove.
yeah, I told her, listen, Glee, you want to leave the gloves off? Listen, I'm a sport, but she wasn't going for it. She wasn't going for that. She insisted on being a professional. But is that amazing? That's how stupid we are as a society, that we're sitting on our ass so much. We're now creating hemorrhoids for ourselves. Like it's not enough that our behavior, we act like a hemorrhoid. Now we're getting hemorrhoids with sitting on our ass looking at these smartphones. So that's amazing. How funny is that? We're all getting hemorrhoids from sitting on our and nobody's going to change either. Nobody. I heard that breast milk flavored ice cream really causes hemorrhoids. That causes your whole ass to. You can get anal. You can get anal fissures. I don't even know what an anal fissure is. It just sounds like a funny word.
It's probably a thing.
It is a thing. It's hemorrhoid adjacent.
It's hemorrhoid adjacent, but hemorrhoids. But thankfully, I recommend if you have hemorrhoids, get an Asian female doctor. Also, when I went and got a prostate exam, I found that there was another Googling for days finding an Asian female urologist. But she was close to my house, so at least I got to. Well, that's enough about me and my fun life. But inbox me. I'll give you both the doctors' names. They were barrel laughs. Both of them. Did you see where Alabama is going to start instituting a porn tax? If you pay for porn on your phone or your computer, you're going to have to pay 10% extra in Alabama for porn tax. You imagine these poor people in Alabama, like they're bored out of their minds. They live in fucking Alabama. They all they do is want to get a little porn, and they're going to be punished for it. They're going to have punishment on the people of Alabama.
It's only on porn that you pay for, though.
As far as
who pays for porn?
Well, or maybe
the OnlyFans girls do. I mean, I've never paid, but those OnlyFans girls do make.
Is that why chickens seem bigger now because of the hemorrhoids? Oh wow! Is that one of Wid's writers? Is that one of his? Holy cow! We want to sue that guy for copyright infringement. But they said it's a 10% tax, and maybe I read it wrong. Maybe it is. Maybe they up, but they can't put a tax on free porn, can they? There's no way to do that. It would have to be paid for, right? They wouldn't because the free stuff you can get. There's no way of taxing that. So it must be
until they hack your bank account when they let them in their phone.
Yeah. We're letting them.
It's taxing in other ways.
We're letting people tax by you set up you let your electric company don't get free access to your bank account. I don't know why people do that. I don't like that. I don't trust that because if they raise your rates, you don't even notice because they're taking it directly at that. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to do it eventually. They probably won't give me any choice, but I don't. But anyway, porn tax. Imagine you live in Alabama, your life sucks, you're living in a trailer, and you just want to watch a little porn, and now the government's going to get up your ass. Leave these people in Alabama alone. They have it hard enough living in Alabama. Leave these poor people alone. Would you want to pay a porn tax? But
I don't want to pay any tax.
Like you say, why don't you just watch free porn? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Doesn't.
Porn tax would dry me out real quick.
Yeah, I don't. There it is. That's why I don't understand that OnlyFans. Why would you pay somebody to see nudity? You can see nudity all over the internet. You don't even. But people make these women claim to make millions of dollars on OnlyFans. Yeah. I don't understand that. How can guys be? Are guys that stupid that they have to pay a particular one? They can't. Well, I only look at this one girl.
That they actually like them.
I guess, but
I think this past week it really came out how fucking creepy the dudes that pay for OnlyFans are. Because there's a girl that I guess she's been famous since she's been 10, and she just turned 18, and she made like $1 million in 3 hours after, which means these people have been watching, like just waiting for a 10-year-old to become. So these are just the worst people. So the ones that pay for OnlyFans, tax the fuck out of them.
But I mean, but then some of the women don't even get nude. They just like in lingerie and stuff. What kind of a psycho would pay for just lingerie pictures or bikini pictures? You really have to be nuts. You really have to be
$25 copay and get your Asian doctor to stick a finger.
Exactly. Exactly. You kidding? What does this Dow subs guy say? That's rich people stuff. Auto payments. When I was younger, I'd be spinning a few plates at the end of it. I have no idea what that means.
Every month.
Rich people stuff, auto payments. Auto payments for yeah.
Excuse me, lazy people too. Come on.
Oh, somebody has up on the stream. Ed, you should take over for Miss Anelli. Yeah, I could be as arrogant and conceited as Miss Anelli. Yeah, sure. What the hell? I don't know. I don't know if I can be quite as much of it. I shouldn't say that. I met Mike Miss Anelli once, and he was actually nice to me. So I shouldn't. Let me stop myself now. Yeah. He was actually nice to me the one time I met him. But I was pretty shocked that he got fired. Did you see that? He got fired again this week?
From 97.5?
This is the second time he's gotten fired now in a span of like 3 years or something.
From that radio station?
Yeah. You know what it is?
Just ratings, or he popped off about something?
No. I think they're just radio is going. It's going down. So anybody who's got a big salary, they're getting rid of you. Like you read about all these DJs and WNBA. Yeah, but then he won't have to get. But like WMMR got rid of a bunch of people, and WMGK they're just getting rid of people. Which it's not podcast they're taking over.
Yeah,
not mine. Nobody watches my stupid.
It's right here.
Yeah, the real podcast, not the stupid podcast like this. But I don't know how we get onto that. But somebody called Mike Missinelli's name around. I'd like to rip him, but he was nice to me the one time I met him, so I better not. I better keep quiet. I was on that Philly. Remember he used to host that game show, the Philly Feud.
Oh yeah.
And we were on there
That's
one
like
time.
15. Well, Big Daddy was on that, right?
It was me, Big Daddy.
Joey was on that. Callahan.
He wasn't on the episode I was on. It was me, Big Daddy, Coleman Green, and Sudsy.
Yeah.
And we were comedians against city workers, and we won. And our prize was an order we get our cars detailed, but it was somewhere out in like Wayne. I wasn't driving out to Wayne to get my car detailed. That was the prize. But it was a fun night. Mike Missinelli was a nice guy, so what the hell? But it was a fun night. But my sympathy to all you Alabama people who had to pay porn tax. I've been looking at well, I guess I had to pay tax back in the day when we used to have our Playboys and stuff. I guess there was tax on that, right? I guess. But nowadays it's all free on the internet, so just don't go to PaySafe and don't do the OnlyFans. No offense to the OnlyFans girls who are making way more money than me. So they're way smarter than I am. I'm thinking about taking my hat off once an episode and see if I can get Patreon to see my bald head. I don't know. We'll see.
You two are I'm out here giving it away for free like a dummy.
Exactly. So it was revealed this week. You know Grimace on the McDonald's commercials? Do you know what he is? They revealed it this week what he is.
I heard something about it. Tell me.
He's a taste bud.
Oh.
Grimace is the taste. Wait, would you have looked at him and thought he was? Who would you? Hey, there's a taste bud.
He looks like something I'd throw on the court of a WNBA game.
Exactly. He looks like it would make you lose your appetite when you look at Grimace. But he's a who came up?
Purple, right?
Yeah, who came up with that idea? Let's have a human taste bud. All these years they've had a taste bud running around next to Ronald McDonald. Who would have known that? Who would have thought that up? That's dumber than the breast milk.
Yeah.
Grimace is a taste bud. Well, but I can't imagine who would have thought that up. Who marketing person? Hopefully they got fired and they're doing a podcast now because they can't get a real job. Hopefully, they got theirs. They're stupid people. But I don't know. I don't get it. Who would have thought that was a taste bud? I was never. Were you a Grimace fan or did you like Mayor McCheese? Who'd you like? I heard Mayor McCheese knows how to spell Eagles. Knows how to spell E-H. We're thinking about bringing Mayor McCheese into Philadelphia.
I was a hamburger guy.
Yeah,
the hamburger was good.
Yeah,
the hamburger would fit in good in Philadelphia because he'd be like the least crime person. He was running crazy at McDonald's in Philadelphia. He'd be like a good citizen.
Right. There was a viral video it made me. He was like, they were in a drive up, and he comes by, and a girl's hand out to the car, and he just like runs. And steals the food.
Nice.
I thought that was funny.
Nice. In Philadelphia, that would be considered.
What I do in my spare time, sitting on my ass getting hemorrhoids.
That would be considered polite in Philadelphia if you just stole something from a drive-through. You'd be considered a good citizen again.
A little contagious theft.
Contagious theft. That's exactly right. Can you believe how out of control these Yelp? Everybody wants a Yelp review. Everybody wants a doctor, a restaurant. Everybody wants a Yelp review. I had a homeless guy call me a midget C-word, and he asked me to give him a 5-star review on Yelp. I said, I want to give him 4 stars because I thought he could have been a little more angry. I said, he could have been a little bit. You get, where you go, everywhere you go, they want you to give a Yelp review. Yeah. I think I gave that Asian hemorrhoid girl, I gave her 6 stars. I mean, six. She was fantastic. She was fantastic. But do you guys go on Yelp? Do you give reviews out on? I've never.
I actually was on Yelp for my DJ company. So
I
was the asshole begging for
no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I should get Yelp for my stand. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to know my stand. I'm getting 1 stars across the board. I'm pretty sure.
I did check recently when I walked a woman from my show, and I was hoping. Oh, did I get complained about? I was very disappointed when I wasn't.
What did you say when you walked there? I never walked anybody.
Oh,
I put a few people to sleep.
I mentioned Trump. I wasn't even like attacking either side, but I mentioned Trump as a way to like lean into a joke that has nothing to do with him.
That's what I do.
She's just like, no politics. And I was, what the fuck? Like everybody, and then she like tried it, and I was like, okay, I guess you're the pro. And she's like, I'm pro comedy, which was gold because nobody ever just sets me up like that to tell them to shut the fuck up.
Wow.
And then and I got a big cheer from that. I was like, oh, if you were pro comedy, I feel like maybe when the comics up here talking, you would shut the fuck up and
And she
big
walked
applause.
out?
And she left.
Wow.
And yeah, I was checking the venues Yelp right a few days later to see if I made it.
I've never walked anybody from show. Like I bored the hell out of a few people, but I've never walked anybody. Wow, in all these years, I feel like I already felt like a failure. It's not like that. Not like that was anything new, but I already felt like. But yeah. So real quick, we only got a few minutes left. We had a big loss this week. Lonnie Anderson passed away. Did you see Lonnie Anderson passed away?
I'll let you two run with this one.
That was two big losses right there. But,
Well,
No.
now I'm curious.
Lonnie, no, were you a fan of WKRP? That show was funny, right?
I
WKRP
watched it,
in Cincinnati. Was that before your time? You're too young.
Yes.
Yeah, they just because
As a young
that
man.
show was funny. WKRP in Cincinnati, and Lonnie Anderson was. But I thought the other girl was actually prettier on the show. Jan Smithers, who played Bailey on the show, I thought she was prettier. But Lonnie Anderson was the big deal on that show.
Married to Burt Reynolds.
Married to Burt Reynolds. Somebody, this was a great line. So, it wasn't my line. Said when she got to the pearly gates, Burt greeted her with a right hook.
Yeah. Burt was not a fan.
Oh, Burt was an angry guy from everything you read about Burt.
Yeah.
His first wife, Judy Carn, said he started beating her because he was mad because he was losing his hair. So he started beating her over the fact that he was losing his hair.
Yeah.
That's I don't sue me. That's what Judy Carn said.
Right, don't lump us all together.
Judy Carn, you know who she is, Dave? No.
She was on a TV show called Laugh-In
Yes.
60 years ago. Laugh-In was the precursor to Saturday Night Live. There's Lonnie. See, I thought Jan Smithers was prettier myself.
That's Jan Smithers.
That's Jan
right?
Smithers.
Oh, okay.
She's the ex-wife of James Brolin, who's now married to Barbra Streisand.
Oh, okay.
Is she Josh's mom?
You're like a
Or
Walking
is-
People magazine.
Who's Josh?
Is Josh
Oh,
Brolin?
No, she's not.
Oh.
No. I guess she was Josh Brolin's stepmom for a while, but no, she.
Oh.
I can't
True.
put that up with retro clip. But then Dr. Johnny Fever
Yeah.
and Lonnie Anderson played Jennifer Marlowe. But no, WKRP was a funny series. If you ever have nothing to do, when you can find some episodes of WKRP. Did you like that show, Jim? WKRP or do you? Huh? Yeah, that show was funny, man. It was just a funny show. Oh,
Really?
My God is my
Check
witness. I thought those turkeys could fly. Yeah, that was a funny show. But no, what the hell, Lonnie Anderson? We missed those big tits. You know, she's gone. It's a shame, but she had her day. I remember there was one episode where some guy tricked her and took nude pictures of her, and the rest of the radio guys had to go undercover to get the negatives back so they wouldn't use them in a magazine. It was a whole thing just to have a naked Lonnie episode. It was this crazy episode tragically, she never did a nude scene in the movie, and she never did Playboy or anything. That's the tragedy of it. I think it's a tragedy.
Yes.
It was a waste. The boy never did a nude scene, never did Playboy. What a waste. Oh, well.
It's like the guy with the deli. You've been holding on that for freaking 15
Exactly. I've
years.
been holding
You
on to
just
that
never
for
forgot.
40 years.
Where were you
She
when
never
she
did a
died?
Well, listen. There's some of these great women who never did a nude scene, like Raquel Welch, Lonnie Anderson. There's two tragedies. There's two women who you can't believe they never did a nude scene. Raquel and like, well, some people, they just waste their talent. And some of us have no talent. We do
You mentioned
podcasts.
Adam West earlier. Rocco Welch was running around with Adam West.
No way. Is that true?
Yeah, they had all these guys that she was with, and Adam West was one of them.
Adam
And
West.
then they started rattling off like women that Adam West. He must have been the freaking man back then.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
Really? Sid, that's my problem. Yeah.
see that show was a
yeah.
big deal in the 60s, and that's when it was only network TV.
Yeah.
There wasn't, and you
That's
so,
really
Yeah,
That's-
so if
that's
you were a
method
star on
acting,
network,
Bruce Wayne right there.
Yeah.
you were on network television, you were a big deal. Yeah, so he probably was banging everything.
Yeah.
Well, the other guy who was banging everything was Bob Crane, who played Hogan on Hogan's
Oh,
Hero.
yeah.
He was running around. Because see, if you were on network television back 60s, 70s, you were a big deal. You were a big deal.
He got
Now-
murdered doing like filming porn,
Oh,
right?
he got beat to death with a tripod. One of these,
Yeah.
the tripod like
Yeah.
this. He got beat to death. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
crazy.
Was that was that like it was a fetish porn, or was that someone angry showed up
Somebody
to
was
set?
angry.
Yeah.
They made a movie about him called Autofocus, and
Yeah.
Greg Kinnear played him.
Yeah.
It's a good movie about
Yeah, he's a
about
dark
Bob Crane. Yeah, and supposedly he was going so crazy, banging everything that Richard Dawson was on Hogan's
Oh,
Heroes.
so yeah.
And he actually told him, "Hey, you better slow down." And that word's going to get mad. You're going to get a reputation.
Yeah.
Imagine you're such a hound dog that Richard Dawson has to tell you to slow down. Richard Dawson's the voice of
Slipping the tongue
reason.
to everyone in America.
Yeah, he's telling you to keep your zipper up. That's how bad you are. Was WKRP that radio show with the graffiti ski at the end of it? Maybe, I don't know what they had the theme song.
Yeah.
WKRP Cincinnati. Well, listen, we did about an hour. I want to thank you guys for coming out.
Oh, thank
Anything
you.
you want to plug, Bob? You want to plug your DJ? You have a website for your DJ?
Well, I have my website for comedy, bobmarsdale.comedy.com. I'm going to be with Dina Blizzard
Nice.
at the Loretta Winery. That place holds like 200 people. It always sells
You
out.
know-
So
you
I'm
know
gonna be
the
with her in a
date,
couple
or-
weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you, I have
I think this
notes.
is what I
I've
like.
taken notes.
The guy's written down his
August
plug.
22nd, Friday night. Then I'm at the Old York Cellars in Ringo's on September 6th.
That's a great
and
place.
then I'm doing this Die Laughing thing
Nice.
up in Pottstown. I'm at the Comedy Cabaret, our hometown, with 19th and 20th in Bucks in
And Doorstown. Nice. Nice.
And then I'm with Joe Conklin October 10th at Archbishop Wood. Those smileys.
I might be. I'm on some show with Conklin in
yeah.
October. I might be on that one. I don't know if it's possible, but yeah, I got some shows coming up. Check them out on my Facebook or whatever. Dave, anything to plug?
I look at my thing too. All my shows have been getting canceled lately. I'm on a streak
I
right
know what
now.
that is.
so-
I had a couple fall through in September. I know what that is. That's welcome to my life. But Dave, look for Dave in a
Summer
few.
sucks.
Look for Dave bailing me out again in a few weeks when I can't get a gas. Dave, but thank God, Dave. Imagine if somebody was bailing me out wasn't funny. Thank God it's a funny guy who comes and bails me. Imagine if somebody just sat here, I'd really be in trouble. So I'm lucky in that Dave is willing to do the podcast and he's funny. So thank God. But I want to thank you guys. Thanks for the cash, gents.
You're welcome.
SCV 909. Hope you're sitting around a Sunday night watching us three. God bless you.
Don't chase him away.
God bless you, brother. Listen, I want to thank you guys for coming out. Hopefully you guys will come back. You both were great. I'd love to have you back anytime. Folks, listen, the McGonigal Podcast, like, share, subscribe, spread the stupidity. Spread this. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another episode. Thanks to Jim Corhan. Good night, folks. Thanks a lot.
It's America's stupidest podcast. Think NPR for dummies. This is the McGonigal Podcast.